Welcome back to Pixels Past, the podcast where we dive deep into the history and stories behind the games that shaped our childhoods. My name is Nick.
And I'm Tristan. And today we're talking about a game that defined the word controversial. In the early 1990s, this game made parents absolutely furious. Politicians clutched their pearls. I mean, if they have pearls. And kids begged for one more quarter. Yep. Today it's all about Mortal Kombat.
Finish him. Sorry, had to do
Dude, if you didn't do it, I was gonna do it.
that.
Anyway, it's impossible to talk about Mortal Kombat without hearing that voice in your head. I mean, dude, I would do it all throughout the school day. I don't know, and everybody else would too. And beyond that catchphrase, this game has one of the wildest origin stories of any arcade title that I played at the 7-Eleven.
There you go. So let's rewind to 1991. Midway Games was riding high from NBA Jam and other arcade hits. Their team wanted to create something that could rival Street Fighter II, which had just taken over the world.
Exactly. So Street Fighter had style, and everybody wanted to talk about Ryu or Guile. I call him Guile, Guile, whatever. But Midway wanted grit, and I started to see the difference quickly when I played both games. They wanted something darker, something edgier, and they had this idea: what if we make a game starring Jean-Claude Van Damme?
So the original pitch was literally Van Damme the game, but negotiations fell through.
Bloodsport.
So Ed Boon and John Tobias, the co-creators, pivoted. Instead of one famous martial artist, they built an entire roster of fighters.
And that's where the magic started. They brought in actors and digitized them, real people actually fighting with a green screen behind them. I mean, you could tell now, but at the time when I saw it, dude, it looked like I've never seen this before. And at the
It looked
time,
real.
it looked super real in comparison to the cartoony stuff we were seeing in Street Fighter.
Yeah, and then when you add gallons of pixelated blood, boom, you got Mortal Kombat.
And we can't talk about Mortal Kombat without talking about Fatalities. Fatality.
Oh, for sure. So those finishing moves were unlike anything anyone had seen in arcades. You didn't just win. You literally decapitated your opponent or ripped out their spine.
Look, they actually came from something pretty simple. What if winning wasn't just KO? What if you had just a little moment of ultimate domination? And it snowballed into one of the most iconic features in gaming.
And half the fun was learning the button combos from a friend or some random kid at the arcade. There were no
Yep.
internet guides, there were no rule books, no instruction manuals. You either knew the move or you faked it and uppercutted like an amateur.
Guilty. I sucked at fatalities.
Now, of course, with that much blood and gore, controversy wasn't far behind.
Yeah, parents and politicians lost their mind, man. I don't know if you remember, but Mortal Kombat
Oh, I remember.
basically became the poster child for violent video games and corrupting our brains as kids.
It even went to the U.S. Senate in 1993. Joe Lieberman and others called out the game specifically, showing Sub-Zero ripping spines out to millions of horrified adults who probably never even touched a joystick.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it reminds me of the Senate hearings with Zuckerberg. Ridiculous.
Oh my God. Can your Wi-Fi locate me if I'm in the bathroom?
Look,
Does Facebook have Wi-Fi in it?
can Sub-Zero turn on and off my Wi-Fi? Anyway, that led to the creation of the ESRB, the video game rating system that we have today. So, yeah, Mortal Kombat literally changed how games are rated and sold.
One of the reasons the series stuck around was its cast: Scorpion, Sub Zero,
Yes.
Raiden, Johnny Cage. They weren't just fighters, they were personalities.
Totally. And the lore was this weird mix of martial arts and tournaments and supernatural fantasies. Dude, you had an outworld, you had an earth realm, and a whole bunch of other ones in between.
Let's not forget that half the characters were palette swaps. So, like Scorpion and Sub Zero were the same actor with just different colored ninja outfits.
Yeah.
It was cost effective, but it also made fans pick sides. Were you a fire breathing ninja or were you an ice ninja?
Always Sub Zero, dude. Always.
I was more of a Raiden guy, but who doesn't want to be a thunder god?
Dude, that was that the cheesy guy where I think that was one of the moves I could do really easy. You hit the joystick back and then forward, and then he would come at you. Remember that? He'd fly
Get
like
over
Superman. Yeah.
here.
All right. All right. I remember that. I remember that. The first Mortal Kombat game was huge, but the sequels took it even further. I don't know if you remember Mortal Kombat 2. That refined gameplay, added more characters, and more importantly, cranked up the gore. Arcades couldn't keep up with all of the kids playing, man.
Mortal Kombat 3, and eventually the series branched out into consoles, movies, TV shows, even a live action tour. But then, of course, in 1995, you had the Mortal Kombat movie, which we want to probably try to forget that one. Say what you want about the movie, though, but
Song.
the theme song, still a banger. How did it go? How did it go?
Mortal Kombat. Remember that?
Fast forward to now, Mortal Kombat is still going strong. Mortal Kombat 1 reboot movie, which brought back the core characters but reimagined their stories. Did you watch the new movie?
I didn't, man. I didn't, but
You got to watch it because the second one's coming out soon, so you should watch it.
okay. All right. I heard about it.
Yeah.
Wait, no, I saw the preview. I saw the preview for the second
Well,
one.
that's for the sequel. The first one came out a couple years
Was it
ago.
any good? Did it get a good following?
Yeah, well, it came out during COVID. So I think it was before 2023. It came out during COVID, so it went to HBO Max.
Mm.
Was it good? I mean,
It's with
it's
the
Mortal Kombat. It's not
it's with the
great.
kid. It's with the guy from The Boys, right? It's I forgot his name. The Australian
I
actor.
don't remember. I only watched it
All
once,
right, I have
but
to watch it.
it was okay.
All right, all right, all right, all right. Well, look, whatever. It's crazy. This franchise started as a scrappy arcade competitor to Street Fighter, is still alive over 30 years, and I think some would say it's probably it probably has a bigger following than Street Fighter. Interesting, man. Look, it
I would say plus they still lean into the over the top gore with graphics so realistic now. It's even more shocking than the digitized blood back in 1992. I mean, when they're ripping out spines, it's slow motion. It literally it's close up. Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
crazy, man. Look, before we wrap up, let's throw some few fun facts in here.
All right, here's one. The infamous Toasty voice that pops up sometimes mid-fight, that was actually one of the game's programmers, Dan Forden. It became this random Easter egg that fans absolutely loved.
I didn't even know that, man. But here's one.
Yeah.
Liu Kang, the main hero, originally didn't have fatalities in the first arcade version. They added his dragon finish later.
And remember Goro, the
Yeah, the forearm
four-armed
dude. Yeah, I remember that.
sub-boss? Yep. He wasn't digitized like the other characters, so there wasn't an actual human playing him. He was actually like claymation filmed with stop motion
I
animation.
do
And it
remember.
kind of looks like that now if you look back on it.
Yeah, I actually do remember that. But it also explains why he always looked a little bit still terrifying, kind of weird creature,
Yeah, like
Star
kind of like
Warsy.
glitchy.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it, Mortal Kombat, a game that started as a failed Jean-Claude Van Damme project and ended up changing the video game industry forever.
Look, from fatalities to Senate hearings, to one of the most iconic theme songs ever made. It's a franchise that's not just about fighting, it's about a cultural impact.
And it's about making your parents very, very uncomfortable.
Exactly. How could you be a kid without
Well,
doing that?
without uncomfortable parents. Well, thanks for hanging out with us on Pixels Fast. Don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, drop in the comments who was your favorite Mortal Kombat fighter, and who did you go to back in the day? Who did you always want to play as? So let us know down below.
Good question. Until next time, keep those quarters ready. Unfortunately, 7-Eleven doesn't have gaming, but remember, everything that we're talking about is just a game. Unless it's Mortal Kombat, in which case, it's also a life lesson in spine removal.
Yep, we'll see you next time.